Greetings, citizens from the rolling hills of the bluegrass. Just now I was watching a video from one of our, I guess you would say, parallel compatriots across the ocean. Nice Romanian fellow that you all may know his name. And it hit me. And it's all well and great. And I've been listening to, like a lot of you have been listening to, certain set of professors who pulled a trick on some wokies, made them kind of show their cards a little bit a couple of years ago, and they've been doing some great work since. And you listen to all of those information, and there are documentaries that came before these people, but because those documentaries are associated with certain groups, that, of course, they're nothing but conspiracy theorists, and they're wacko, crazy nut jobs, and you don't listen to them because they won't, but then these wonderfully credentialed people come in, and it's, oh, okay, this is very serious information. And no, it's the same information, it's just the person telling you it is different. And again, you go back to the choir, the people of you that are listening to this, you're the choir. I'm not really talking to you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're listening. And it's wonderful that you have people that at least see the same things you're seeing. They're recognizing the same patterns. Because there's a bit of a confirmation bias going on there, but that confirmation bias is, I am not crazy. I am not putting and stringing things together that do not belong together. I'll take that confirmation bias all day. To be honest, I'm just crazy enough that I sometimes doubt my own validity. But anyways, as a human. Anyways, it's all socialism. Okay, let's strip away everything. Let's strip away the race politics. Let's strip away the critical theory, the critical race theory, the Frankfurt School, the postmoderns, the Combahee Collective, whatever they were called. Let's strip away all of that. Let's strip away the sexuality. Let's strip away all of it. Let us be paint thinner to this wall of confusion. What is it? It's socialism versus capitalism. Is what it is. This is exactly what it is. No one wants to really put their finger on it because supposedly in 1989, this was to have ended. This fight was ended. Socialism lost. Capitalism won. This was supposed to have been done and over with. We apparently squared the word socialism around. We put a big X through it and blotted it out. It's done. And it was never done. China still existed, and it was growing even faster than we realized. And even though the Soviet Union was crumbling because they were corrupt and bureaucratic, and that just created cracks for all of that corruption to seep down into, university professors were teaching the next generation of politicians to hate one another. They were teaching the politicians how to separate one another into categories so that we could be easily contained and then turn those internal conflicts between the two categories against one another. The dismantling, the great dismantling is what we could call it, really. It's not even the age of cancel culture or the age of the woke. It's the age of dismantling. It doesn't roll off the tongue well because of the word dismantling. But that's what's going on. The breaking down. And the great jewel in the socialist crown, the ending of America, the ending of the great capitalist empire that everyone wanted to achieve, that everyone that came here in the 1910s and the late 1890s, all of those European immigrant socialists that came here and they started to create these unions, create these clubs, these socialist parties all throughout the United States. They came here with this goal of dismantling, this wonderful capitalist endeavor that was in America. In which, remember, I'm using probably a different definition of capitalism. Capitalism is you freely going about your day-to-day business, interacting, transacting with the people you decide to. Now that has some corners that are a little bit sharp, but in the end, it works. Because you do not have a state apparatus on top of you going, you will buy from this person, and you will buy from this person, and you will not buy from this person. The not buy from this person is created and decided by you. You decide that. You decide to go to Walmart instead of Costco. You decide to go buy Nikes instead of Adidas. You decide to have the red can of carbonated beverage instead of Pepsi. I would suggest you try something else. But anyways, that's your choice. You don't have to listen to me. You can tell me to go jump in a lake, play in traffic while on fire. You can tell me to go do a bunch of stuff because you are the capitalist. In the last video, I went off on you because you are you. And the state has nothing to do with that. And I'm going to do it again here. You are the markets. You are capitalism. You, in your daily businesses, in your choices, in your going outs, and your not going outs. You. And the problem with socialism, and especially the kind of socialism that has crept in while parents were trying to work desperately to keep the roof and the lights on, and their children were going to college hoping for a better life, those children went to college, and guess what they got? They got a crash course in how to dismantle a society. And they started out with the big universities, the big, important Ivy League establishment universities, and I forget what that tier below Ivy League is called, second-tier colleges. Still big names, you still know them, Stanford and Pepperdine and all of those, Brandeis and all of those. Well, Brandeis is kind of Ivy League, kind of. But anyways, but you get my point. But the small, rural, state colleges, they were on the periphery because they were creating the beneficent aristocracy to expand Plato, right? Instead of it just being a beneficent dictator or tyrant, we now have the beneficent aristocracy. We have the learned philosopher aristocrats. And they were going to be the ones to lead us out of the desert. They were going to take us to the promised land, where we would all sit and sing Kumbaya and love one another for whatever reason we wanted to, and anyone else could be thrown out. Or more than likely, there wouldn't be anyone else because we would all be of the same hive mind. But in the end, all of this is socialism. It is. And this is where some of my frustrations come in. Again, is that they don't play nice. Okay? They take their ball and they take your ball. And then you don't have a place to go home with the ball that you didn't have. Because now you're on a list. Because now you've been pointed out as being someone who does not believe in what they're trying to do. So you don't get to go home. You don't get to take your ball. They've got it. Now what do you do? So for all of you libertarians, right-leaning, left-leaning, I don't care. All of you libertarians wanting to make some kind of tentative peace with the socialists in order to take out the state. They don't play nice. So you two might work together to take out the state, but in the end, who are you going to have to fight after that? Who are you going to fight? Who are you going to argue with? Because it doesn't work out. History does not show that this works out. This is not a bad relationship that you can go, oh, well, I guess it just didn't work out. I guess I'll go find someone else. You do not get to leave this relationship, and you also do not get to participate in it. And I wish I could find the quote, but it comes from a gentleman talking about Salahuddin, and it's the Islamic idea of conceding to peace when you are weak. But if you're strong, why would you concede to peace? If we are weak and they are strong, why would they concede to peace with us? What makes you think that? I don't understand in what world humanity is somehow this entity that never presses advantage when they have it. I don't understand. I don't understand you all with that logic. I believe in the non-aggression principle 100%. But the point of the non-aggression principle is once aggression has been made, you kind of need to defend yourself. And whether that's just rhetorically or actually physically, you need to be able to stand up and go, well, I disagree. But they're not going to give that to you because we already see the denouncing. We already see it happening. It's been happening for years. And it's come under a guise, a trick, hidden behind a lot of other things that, while true, it's obfuscated the main goal. End capitalism. End free markets. Create top-down instruction from on high of the prescriptions for your life. That's been the thing. That's been all of it. The whole time. All of this. And yes, that's reductionary. But it's the only thing that is the same, no matter which one of these little things you go to. Oh, postmodernisms. Oh, well, they're neo-Marxist. Oh, really? Okay, well, that's interesting. Frankfurt School. Oh, well, they're a neo-Marxist. Oh, well, that's interesting. The Combahee Collective. Oh, well, they're a Marxist, radical Marxist feminist. Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Everything is the same. There's this one core, and it just moves between all of these groups. In every direction you move, every single place. Everywhere. No matter what. You listen to all of the videos on the other website or on this website. I'm sure there's a few. And you hear them. They're there. It's the same stuff everywhere. Isotropic, intratropic. Or was it isotropic, exotropic? It's the same in all places, in all directions. It's the same thing. How many more times can I say same before it ratchets into your brain that you get the idea? It's the same thing over and over and over again. It's never changed. The fight and the battle has always been the same. And you in the choir, many of you might go and preach, and that's fine, that's good. But it's those who don't understand. Okay? I've made this quote to several people in several chat rooms when they're talking about China. But it goes in both directions. But it's, I don't care what color the cat is as long as it catches mice. Now we can extract that from what the Chinese leader who said that, Deng Xiaoping, what he was getting at. But we can extract that and move it in a bunch of different directions. Because what he's talking about is he's talking about a mechanism. Remember when I said that laws were like little mechanical devices and you could wind them and hit people with them whenever you wanted to, and then after that you just put it on the shelf and waited for the next person that walked by and go, ooh, that's a good law, pull it down and hit someone else with it? Well, the way that this socialism works, it too is a little mechanism. These are little thought machines that can have as many little moving parts on it as you want. And it has little ports that you can connect other things to it and turn it into something else. But in the end, that junction where the machine was originally is the same. It's the same. Socialism jumps from economics to the cultural. Oh, well, it's the same machine, though, running the gears. Getting the power that drives these cultural ideas. Ooh, economics. Oh, but it can also apply to the environment. And it works there too. And you wind the little clockwork device and it starts running. And now it powers the idea over here in the environmental side of things. It's everywhere. And then that little mechanism can be covered in whatever kind of pretty wrap that you want it to be in. Oh, well, we're here for the people. Oh, we're here for minorities. Oh, we're here for the downtrodden. We're here for those who don't have anything. We're here for those, for these, and for thems, and for thems, and those, and yous guys, and all of these people. And we're here for all of these people somehow. How can this one little thing be for everybody and for no one? Because it's not for the individual. It's for the group. It's for this amorphous blob of us. Well, who is us? Because right now we're in the digital age. And us could be me here in the bluegrass, here in Kentucky. And it could also be for that fine Romanian gentleman. It could be for someone out in Mongolia, down in Uganda. It could be for someone over in Peru or up in Finland. It can be everywhere, down in Australia or down in Tahiti or Fiji or any of the Polynesians. It could be in the Peloponnese, but the Greeks they're so far down this rabbit hole, I don't know if they can ever get out. And we wonder. No, we don't need to wonder. We just need to know. Wonder is fine when you're trying to discover something. But it's knocking on the door. It is right there. It is at the door, pushing the doorbell and hammering away. And you're going, oh, well, I wonder who that is. It's there. Just look through the glass. The glass is not foggy. It's as clear as day. You can see it. You don't have to interpret anything. It is right there. And you've got to make a choice. Those of you who are not the choir. You've got to make a choice. Do you believe it is more important to destroy capitalism than to have stable society? Because if you destroy capitalism, stable society goes out the window. And stable society does not mean give all power to the state either. So for those of you who are going, well, he doesn't sound very libertarian anymore. Oh, I am. Trust me, demilitarizing the police, 100% behind it. Ending all the foreign wars, 100% behind it. Closing down those military bases and using that money to help people here, 100% for it. Keeping our nose out of other people's business, 100% for it. Trade with those same people, 100% for it. But what I'm not down with is destroying it all just to make some fantasy that nowhere in history has been properly tried. Nowhere in history has it succeeded, and everywhere that it has ended, people have celebrated. In the streets, arms above their heads, hooray, this horrendous nightmare is over. And you want that here. You want something that people have celebrated the ending of. You want to start it all over again here. We are doomed to repeat history. I think because none of us read books. We don't read. We don't listen. And there's something very American about that. Might be very human, and in America just has it dialed up to a higher knob. Higher number on the knob. But we don't listen. Right? And so we will eat the red berries. And we'll follow Uncle Chuck to the great beyond. Because we didn't pay attention to the other animals in the forest that ate the red berries and died.